they should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful.
Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
U.S. President Donald Trump has withdrawn Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's invitation to the American-led Board of Peace set up to reconstruct and redevelop Gaza post-war. Trump tweeted on his X account to update Canadian Prime Minister Carney on his invitation being withdrawn. This comes in after constant verbal conflict between the two world leaders intensified at the World Economic Forum 2026 at Davos, Switzerland.
Just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us. By the way, they should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Canada and the United States have built a remarkable partnership in the economy, in security, and in rich cultural exchange. But Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
We knew the story of the international rules-based order was partially false. That the strongest would exempt themselves when convenient, that trade rules were enforced asymmetrically. And we knew that international law applied with varying rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim. This fiction was useful, and American hegemony in particular helped provide public goods, open sea lanes, a stable financial system, collective security, and support for frameworks for resolving disputes. So we placed the sign in the window. We participated in the rituals. And we largely avoided calling out the gaps between rhetoric and reality. This bargain no longer works. Let me be direct. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. Over the past 2 decades, a series of crises in finance, health, energy, and geopolitics have laid bare the risks of extreme global integration. But more recently, great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. Tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited. You cannot live within the lie of mutual benefit through integration when integration becomes the source of your subordination.
President Trump, the Charter is now in full force and the Board of Peace is now an official international organization.